Hey guys! Welcome back to my channel, and for today's video, I'm going to share with you tips and techniques, my simple tips and techniques on planting plants in a pot without drainage. So, how did I do that? Or what are the things I've done to do those things which help me, a plant beginner, planting plants in a pot with no drainage. So, without further ado, here's the technique. But before that, I want to share with you the materials that we need in order to do this tutorial, right? I have here, of course, we have pots. This one, I got in the Japan surplus. If you remember, I included this in my haul. And as you can see, this is a small one, square in shape, and it has no holes. Yes, no holes. That's the purpose of this video, planting plants in a pot without drainage. And another materials that we need, of course, we need soil. So I have here the soil. See? So this is the soil that we need. It is way much better as well if you have a soil that is well-drained soil like humus or coco peat, perlite, or anything that is really well-drained soil. It is really, that will really help. You know, that's really useful and useful material. Yeah. And what else we need? We need rocks and gravel. It is not difficult to find rocks and gravel, guys, because we have a lot in our front yard, and you don't need to buy. I'm not encouraging you to buy, but if you don't, so you can buy in many plant shop. They have a lot of stones, gravels that they're selling. So, but for me, we have here in our front yard, so it is free. So we need this one. We need this rocks and gravel. I will explain later in this video what's the use of this material and in our tutorial today. And the next material that we need, hi te! And the next material that we need is horticultural charcoals. In Visaya, we call it uling, but in the what do you call that, in the agricultural world, horticultural world, and the plants world, they call it horticultural charcoal. Yes, pero uling ra gud ni siya good. Yeah, this is charcoal, horticultural charcoal. And of course, last but not the least, we need plants. Of course. Yeah. This plant is a turtle vine plant, or Calicia repens, guys. I have a lot here outside that is growing like weed, because this plant is very easy plant, guys. You can just cut the stem off and then stick in the soil and it will grow. So it is perfect in our tutorial today, because we are going to plant this guy in a pot with no hole, and this has a higher percentage of growing or success, or like higher percentage na that it will grow. Yep. So I have little babies of kalangkowi, but for me, I'm thinking not to plant this one because this is way too small. But I have here this one. If you remember, I made a video about this one, a kalangkowi, mother of thousand, that I made into a heart, and they are already grown, guys, as you can see. Ayan. They're all compact heart. Ayan. And there are some that are growing big, so I will pluck this out, some of this guys, and I will plant it in our pots. Yes. Diba? This is really cute, and this guy is a sturdy plant too, guys. And I highly recommend this plant to plant beginners, because this is very easy and it will grow like weed as well. And they say that it is quite invasive, because like the mother plants of this, if they already have a babies, it will just fly, and then it will invade our garden, because yeah, this is very easy plant, guys. And I will use this one And yep, so let's start guys the tutorial. This is now the procedure guys. So first, we need to put rocks and gravel in our pot. Why? What's the purpose of rocks and gravel? So it's basically creates like a small environment in our pot, and it means this gravel or these rocks will add additional drainage in our pot with no holes. So that's what it means, putting rocks and gravel in our pots with no holes. So I don't usually has a measurement. I just estimate it to put rocks like that. Just enough. I don't really have a exact measurement, but I just totally estimate it guys, because this pot that I'm using is just a small one, so basically like that. For me, it's enough. And next, we need to put this horticultural charcoal or this uling. And why horticultural charcoal? And what's the purpose of putting horticultural charcoal in this pot without drainage? Because this horticultural charcoal absorbs extra moisture in our pot. It is really important guys, because we are using pots without holes. So if you are going to plant plants in a pot without drainage, so it is prone to water stagnance, and that is not really good in our plants. So putting horticultural charcoal will help absorb the moisture inside our pots. So that is extremely important. Remember it guys. So that's the purpose why we need it. So the same thing, I don't have an exact measurement. I just estimate it guys, like that. It is just a small pot lang naman. So if you have a bigger pot, you can just estimate how much you can put in it. And mind you guys, don't put too much of the horticultural charcoal, because it is very easy to dry the soil. I tried that, and I've noticed and observed that in the some of the plants that I planted in a pot with no drainage. So I think that's enough. There's nothing left, so I will just put all of it here, so that it will help absorb the moisture. Yep. And next, of course, we need soil, proper soil. And what I have here guys is the soil I always use, because we always buy, we call it humus here in our city. And if you have a perlite or a pumice or coco peat, rice hull, it is better. But here it is humus. I always use humus in my plants. For me, it is a success, so it's fine. So this is what I use. But a well-drained soil is really important, because we are putting it in a pot with no holes guys. So that is, yeah, putting soil like that, filling the pot. So I think it's enough. And next is the plant. If you are a plant beginners guys, or a plant beginner, better to plant plants that is sturdy, like this one that I'm going to use now. I'm going to plant this Calisea repens. and this kalangkowi plant, which is for me, it is very easy and it really grows and survive and thrive well in me. So I recommend you if you have kalangkowi plant, guys. But if you have some plants or anything that you want to plant, just try and don't be afraid to experiment. Yeah. So let's plant these little guys here in the pot. So as you can see, this is like 1 to 2 inches stem cutting. Ayan. And just basically take off the bottom leaves like that. This is enough, and you can just stick it in the soil like that. Stick it in the soil. And if you just planted it, you don't need to water it, guys, because they don't have roots yet. So better leave it in the shade for like 3 days, and after that you are allowed to water it or mix the teeny tiny bits. And if it's already developed roots, so it's fine to water it thoroughly. And you'll know it, guys, that if you think you put too much water in it. So just be mindful, because our pots has no holes, so you need to be careful, you need to be mindful in your plants in a no drainage pot. So let's plant all this guy here. For me, based on my observation, this Calisia repens is, I always say it, but I can assure that this plant is very easy to grow. So they love water too much too. I've noticed that they love water. So this is it. See, this is very cute. And this plant, guys, they love sunlight too. And after you just plant it, just put it in the shade for like 3 days. And then after it develop roots, you can place it in full sunlight. They love full sunlight too. This Calisia repens and water. Yes. And the next one is, I'm going to plant the kalangkowi. So let's pluck maybe 2 or 3 here. I feel bad plucking it here because this arrangement is really beautiful, but I know this is not forever. I will just enjoy it for a while because they're still small. If they, you know that this plant grow really big, and I really don't suggest to you that planting all of them in one pot like this, because this will really grow big, guys. So we can just pluck. It already has roots. Of course, it has roots. See? So 1. And you can just pluck 2 big babies. Ayan. So this is enough because we are just planting it in a very small pot, guys. Like this. So as you can see, it has a very long roots. I will cut it. Don't worry, it's very easy to grow. So I don't mind. They're like succulents. I think they're like succulents. They're really succulent. This plant is a succulent plant because their leaves, they have chubby leaves or chunky leaves that stores water. So this plant, don't overwater this guy, because mind you, it will root rot. It will rot. So, if you have a succulents, guys, this technique is useful too. If your pots has no hose. I think I need one. I want to do it like a cute arrangement. So, let's pluck another one. Better like a small one, or they're cute, like they're this one. This is really cute. See that? Very cute, baby. But when they grow, they really grow huge. This kalangkowi, guys. They will grow huge, mind you. So, we have now a cute arrangement. See? This is cute. So, sometimes I always try to, what do you call that? Spray it a little tiny bit. Like that. I can just spray it like this, like tiny bit too. It's enough. So, it's done. We have now a plant in a pot with no drainage. See? This is very cute. And if you want to know if I did a success rate on this, yes, I did, and I will share you the plant that I have. See, this one, guys, I planted 3 weeks ago. If you see, of course you see it. They are alive and thriving. See? They're actually growing. I know this. When I planted this little guy, this is a very tiny one like this. This is very tiny like that. And now it is growing. See? It's alive. It's alive in a pot with no drainage. So, the same technique, what I did to this guys, little guys, and this, the same technique. The same technique I applied. And, yeah, they are alive. And no drainage, guys. So, I think that's it for today's video, guys. If you have any questions, you can comment down below. And if you have any suggestion, and you can also comment it down below. And please, guys, don't forget to like this video if you find it interesting. Please don't forget to like, and also subscribe na din, and click the bell button so that you will get notified whenever I upload new videos in the future. That's it for today's video, guys. Thank you for watching, and bye-bye.